elaborate nuptials, few can rival the mega weddings of India. Recent years have seen a slew of high-profile ceremonies, from the rare Bollywood-Hollywood union of Priyanka Chopra and Nick Jonas to what could be one of history's most expensive wedding when Isha Ambani, daughter of Asia's richest man, wed Anand Piramal, the son of a billionaire industrialist. Eye-watering amounts of money were spent on haute couture bridal wear, food from world's top chefs and opulent palace venues. Ambani and Piramal even splashed out a private show by Beyoncé. But it's not just India's elites. In a country where up to 12 million weddings take place a year, the growing middle classes are increasingly putting on lavish ceremonies to emphasize their status. Industry sources estimate that the country's wedding industry is worth $40 billion to $50 billion, representing significant growth from the widely cited $25.5 billion figure reported in 2012. Around half the gold bought in the country each year is for the items used at a wedding ceremony. While weddings can be expensive affairs in any country, in India they are especially important as symbols of strength, status. According to sociologist Parul Bhandari, a visiting scholar from University of Cambridge who researches wedding cultures, marriage trends, gender and social class, said, for many societies, particularly India, marriages are more than simply a union between two individuals. She said, a marriage marks the coming together of two families, lineages and at times larger groups like whole villages or communities. Marriage is an important rite of passage that signals an individual and their family status, economic, social, political and royal. Pushing one's financial limits at a wedding can of course be seen as an attempt to achieve higher social status and respect within wider community. The Piramal Ambani wedding constitutes in every way the epitome of big fat Indian wedding, she added, referring to a term commonly used to describe high-profile weddings on social media. It was indeed a show of power and money as much as it was about rituals and tradition. According to Bhandari, the rise of extravagant ceremonies is linked to an increasing favor for consumerism and the influence of Bollywood. For those who can afford to host in a spectacular palace, the Indian state of Rajasthan, renowned for its royal heritage, has proven an in-demand wedding destination, according to Bhavesh Sanve, director of Mumbai-based wedding planners Wednishka. Its popularity may continue to grow following the publicity of Ambani Piramal and Chopra Jones wedding, both of which took place in the northwestern state. People are now going for quality instead of quantity, said Priyanka Gupta, head wedding planner at My Shaadi Wale Wedding, a Bangalore-based wedding planning company. Earlier, you might have up to 1,000 guests. Now you are cutting down to 200 to 250 of their closest family and friends and holding destination weddings. Gupta puts the average amount spent by the upper class family at $400 per guest per day. She speculated that the Chopra Jonas and Ambani Piramal weddings may have cost up to $2,000 per guest per day. All of India's recent mega weddings, which also include Deepika Padukone's high-profile marriage to fellow actor Ranveer Singh, Bollywood actress Anushka Sharma and cricketer Virat Kohli, spark waves of social media reaction from both in and outside India. The Ambani Piramal wedding has put India on a global map as a place of luxury, opulence and grandeur, said Bhandari, of the widespread interest in the December event. It seemed to recapture long-forgotten trends of royal wedding feasts. In doing so, it could have been seen as a bit misplaced or even over the top. Amid public fascination, the ceremonies have also attracted criticism for being overly splashy. Such shows of excess stand in stark contrast to the poverty and poor living conditions found in places across India. A representative for the Ambanis told CNN that the family set up a bazaar to showcase the work of local artisans. They claim to have donated enough food to feed over 5,000 local people 3 meals a day for 4 days. Sadly, today's elites seem more keen to display their power through an unabashed embrace of their privilege and status, said Bhandari. This in turn sparks emulation, she said. Some segments of the society view trends set by the elites as authentic and real ways of being Indian, or believe that by engaging in these extravagant celebrations, they too can claim elite status. How did the idea of larger-than-life festivities just to celebrate the love of a couple, or in most Indian cases their families, ever come to be? If you revisit your memory down the Bollywood's lane, you may remember some iconic family drama movies like हम आपके है कौन. Such blockbusters may have acted as catalyst in popularizing the flamboyance, which somehow was not just limited to those who had cash to spare. It also became a norm for those who had to pinch pennies to make sure that the grandeur was maintained. So, are we calling Suraj Bharjatia the father of these circuses? Well, maybe. From then on, we have come far away ahead into the age of bespoke wedding hashtags, customized Snapchat geo filters. Social media, as we know, has caused massive spike in our materialistic inclination. In an age where privacy is a luxury, not only your assets and liabilities, but also your life is a slave to virtual reality. So then, is it safe to say that Mr. Barjatia may have planted the sperm of the matrimonial fiasco, but it's actually social media that has managed to blossom this premature baby into an ugly infant? Now, without getting lost in the passionate dissection of the past and the present, let's run over some hard-hitting facts. Now, in most cases, an Indian wedding can cost anywhere from 20 lakh to 5 crores. It's even gone up to 550 crores. And we are only talking about the middle class, both upper and lower included. From these figures, we pick up a number 8 lakh as an average for one day celebration and then consider 3 days of festivities. Then the average middle class wedding would cost 24 lakh. Now simply multiply that with the number of people getting married and it adds up to 7 lakh 20,000 crores. It's a figure so high that it can cover the following expenses from India's annual budget of 2018 and 19. That is the education budget of 85,000 crore, agriculture and rural economy of 1,87,223 crores, health 55,000 crores, and it will still leave some money for purchasing weapons and poverty alleviation. Keep in mind that we have tried to keep the numbers as modest as possible. We all know or can guess what the elite society spends on their weddings. That the number will probably add up to create a mini India while sparing enough to raise an independent budget for itself. We didn't do the number crunching and the research just to throw this capitalistic inclination of the nation in your face. Sure, there may be some of you who have always dreamt of having the most magnificent wedding possible. But if a psychologist was to analyze it, it would probably come down to your need to be the center of attention while flaunting off your family's millions in form of your custom Sabyasachi lehenga with an entire floral arrangement and gold's worth to go with it. It's been proven that the more money spent on a wedding, the shorter the marriage lasts. An example of this is the Lakshmi Mittal's only daughter Vanisha Mittal's wedding with Amit Bhatia. The Vanisha Mittal and Amit Bhatia's divorce comes as a shock for a number of reasons, starting with the sheer amount of money spent on the wedding ceremony. When Amit Bhatia and Vanisha Mittal married in 2004, Vanisha's father, who was worth around $50 billion at that time, spent about $78 million on the wedding. It was an incredibly extravagant affair held in Paris that went on for days. A French spectacle was called for, including an Eiffel Tower firework display, a private show by Kylie Minogue, a guest list bursting with Bollywood royalty including Aishwarya Rai, Akshay Kumar, Shah Rukh Khan and Saif Ali Khan. It was labelled as one of the most expensive weddings of all time, as well as one of the largest parties that the city had ever seen. These days, weddings are more about showing off your wealth, and as a result, poor families are under tremendous pressure to spend more. This needs to be checked, as it is not good for the society at large. The competitive spending on the wedding has bankrupted many middle-class families and pushed poor ones into debt. And yes, people do spend more than they can afford on weddings in effort to keep up with the and also to impress their friends, neighbors and extended families. This is a chain process. If you prove that you are rich by your lavish wedding, then your relative will try to beat you in terms of lavishness. This is sowing the seeds of jealousy and hatred. Another victim is the parents of the bride. I have seen many weddings which is funded only by the bride's side. This proves that we are part of patriarchal society. Every teenager boy attending the wedding will start to plan their marriage funded by his future father-in-law. This is one of the main reasons why patriarchy is still thriving in our society. Ample amount of foods are wasted. I have seen lot of food being wasted in weddings. People seem to forgotten the values of food in wedding atmosphere. Eardrum tearing music. I had the misfortune to attend many lavish weddings. I accept that you are filthy rich, but that doesn't mean that you tear my eardrums. And of course, There is always the dowry system. I know this is a common problem in all type of Indian weddings. The exchange of hefty amount of money makes this rich wedding a big issue. Whatever you call this as your richness, I will say just you sold your son for a big price. As sociologist Patricia O'Brien writes that in India, weddings are the most visible site of conspicuous consumption and conspicuous waste.